Start the recording. So now we have a node and node.next. Next. So we can do like connect. What center the value. So what is the base condition of that? So once we insert the node, it's not visible. It should be visible here. Now this one. Yeah. So now node is we need to connect. Great. So next is inserted and next is next into the next head, or we can assign to head to the node dot next. So head reference is null. So now this null become to R1. Okay, now it's pointing to this node. Mhm. अभी नेक्स्ट क्या कर सकते हैं, नोड बनाया, नोड को इनिशियलाइज कर दिया इसके अंदर, अब पूरा कोड लिख दें. लेट्स कंप्लीट द होल कोड. सो void insert, ठीक है. So we just pass that node, we just pass the value like insert int v, correct. So we create one node new node using new node name. So we just remove this one, not required. So new node equals to new node and value, which value is providing, insert that value. So insert at the end. First we check where is the head is available. First we check the head. Okay. If head is there, if this head is there, if this head is there, just hide next dot. Mhm. If take reject, not a if condition required. Just simply head assigned to new node dot next, new node dot next, correct. Then assigned to this node. Now it's head removed from here, and it's this, now it's become a head. Switch off the light. wait, don't. So now this is the agenda. Timer is not starting. Timer should. Yeah. Next thing is head equals to new that's node is inserted by this whole code is inserted. So now next is I want to insert node at the last. Duplicate. So insert the node at the end. Insert node at last. At last. Let's try this. So I want to insert one node here. So node having the data. What is the data? This is node and this is the data. V equals to 60 and next correct. Now right now this value having null. Next this is 50. Then I want to insert the node. So first we create the node. So that node, what is that value? Node new node new node new node new node we have new node correct. That value is having like 60 is having and create the node with the value of 60. So I want to insert the node at the last. So what we need to do, so iterate that list, iterate the list. So how we can iterate? If we iterate by using head, if we iterate by using head variable, then we can lose the connection of the first node. This is not recommended way. So we can choose one temporary variable called temp and initialize that. Okay. So inside the while, using while loop, I'm going to iterate. Probably with the best way to iterate that. So what is the temp? So we can assign head equals to temp. Correct. By using temp, we can iterate. Okay. What is the condition we need to get it? Condition at the end. At the end means where we get the null value. If next dot null is we will get next dot null, it means this is the last element to insert the element here. So what we can do here? So we can just put it one thing. So iterate. So how we can iterate this? By using variable. So right now is if temp is not equals to null. If temp is not equals to null. Let me think little bit. Simply temp dot next. Temp dot next equals to temp. Temp dot next. Temp dot next is we can add reference of this. Now it's pointing temp to here. It is pointing to here with the connection. Okay. Now next is value we get what we need to remove this line here. Here or like we can take anywhere. Here we can take this loop I need to take here. So now while loop temp is head now. Temp is head now. Correct. So temp dot next is to temp. Temp dot next. This one having R2 reference variable R2. Now right now is temp pointing to this. Okay. Now next with the condition here we should temp is if we get last element we are using here. So temp dot next not equals to null. We get not equals to null. Temp dot next equal not equals to null. Iterate the temp. Iterate the temp. Here we get temp dot next dot null. Loop is false because temp equals to null. Loop is false. Loop is false. Then insert the element. So we can just temp. Temp dot what is the node? Node is new node. We can just so now we can assign temp to what is the node dot next? Node dot node new node. Now temp is new node. Wait. next temp. Was temp. Just we missed this line. Temp dot next. Temp dot next rating. So now and next this is the link that link. Okay. Now, now let's see what our code is. The writing same like that or not. Okay. For this, here we created one head. Then we use the node. Return node type tab. Correct. Node type tab. But this is the modification we miss out. This modification we missed out. Okay. Now next is condition is true. Temp dot next. Temp dot next. Temp dot next. Here you can see temp dot next. Temp dot next means R2. Where is R2 is? R2 is this. Then point to this node. Then that's it. And temp dot next equals to new node, which is the new node is the then assign it after the while loop when the condition is false. Now is correct. Now next one node. Okay. So one more thing is okay. We have 10 minutes left for the session. Okay, 10 minutes left. Not going with my time much. 10 minutes we can take it. So this one is completed. This one is completed. So insert node at the given index position. Okay. So given index position, we can take this list. Hmm, take the list, duplicate that, get that. Okay, change the pen color is good. Mhm. Just okay. Okay. So I want to insert node at insert node at given index. Just a basic case I will cover. Just basic case. I know I have learned the basic case. That basic case I am revision here. So I created one node called this node with the value of like 80 and next is null. Okay. So now pointing head is here. Head is this. So I want to insert this node here. So what we need to do? Suppose we give the position of mm, n equals to 2. Second position I want to insert the node. Okay. Second position and value also we given. Suppose this is the position number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to insert the node here after the 2. So what we need to do, that position 3 we can take it. So we take a position 3. Okay. Hmm. Okay. तो n इक्वल्स टू 3. तो कब तक हमें लूप इटरेट करना है? When how many time we can iterate the loop? The 3 time. That's it. 3 time. So create the node capital N equals to new node with value of 80 with value of b. We can pass a b below and now iterating we take one node temp equals to head. Now assign the head variable while or while we can take a like loop as we can take a loop better to 3 time iterate करना तो better to use for loop because we know that. So for loop int I equals to 0 or like not a 0, start with 1 and I plus plus. Okay, less than equals to 3 times. It will go up to 3 because at the time of 3 I want to insert the node. Okay, so what we need to do, just go here first in the for loop iterating that node na, go with that. So what we need to do, tam tam dot next assigned to tam, correct. So first it will go temp to next, then pointing to temp is this because we have a R2. Okay, now 3 time loop will execute. Then go temp is go. Hmm. Okay, to third position तक मेरे को यहाँ पे इंसर्ट करनी है at the third position. और इसको पीछे करता हूँ at the third position मतलब this node become a third, so it should be here, correct. So temp dot next go here, then again iterating 3 times. First it will go and temp. Let's look at the code one more time, guys. Wait, one more. Temp for loop is k minus 3 times. Like if hard code it's good. K minus 3 times. Temp dot next equals to node temp p1. One more variable we can take and n1 pass to the temp. Hmm. This is we will complete this question and bind up the session. Like not a bind up, some other session I will like study. I will start. I'm going to start. What we need to do here, what we need to do, what we need to do. temp dot still good. ठीक है. Now next thing, after three time it will go, we will get a three, iterate that is three. Then at the time of three, suppose we get here iteration, it will complete it. Now I want three, three minus one, three minus one means k. It will goes up times. We used to times because one minus three means if you know hard code it is three, you can just k minus one, like n minus one. You can go to n minus 1. So n minus 1 means if you go with 3, 3 minus 1 is 2. Here, 2 times temp dot next. Temp dot next is R3. Right now is R3. So R3 create one more temp node T1 equals to temp dot next, right? Whichever reference variable having temp dot next after the loop execution assigned to one more temp t1 and 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 we can add a new node we have a capital N assigned to the capital N new node is pointing to here like R6 temp dot t1, not a t1 is temp dot next. Okay, now is right now is temp dot next is this reference variable, but right now after this execution temp is having temp dot next remove this reference and remove this reference temp dot next having this we can assign into the temporary variable. After that I will reassign that. Okay, so now here temp is correct connecting, so R6 will be reassigned. Next is, so now this node is pointing to this node. So I want to point this node is as well to this. How? How? Because in the temp T1 having the reference of this, so having the reference of this assigned the new node new no, n dot next. This logic will happen here. Let's check it out. This one is correct or not. We assign one more temp, and temp is there because if we do not assign this temp variable, then we can lose the connection. We can lose the connection about this. We can lose the connection with this. So that's why we take the connection by using this reference. Okay, temp dot next at the this point. So now new node variable assigned to the temp dot next. Now temp is assigned to the new node next one. This one is new node. Correct. Good. So now we complete three questions. Okay. Now next session I'm going to start about some AWS things. So we will start the session. Wait some time. Okay. So now this is the demo session. So I'm just sharing the screen. This is the 30 uh 25-minute session only. I will resume only 25 minutes if I will revise. So I think my tablet screen is connected. If it will or not, let's see. Okay. Why? Because it's not visible. I minimize that. Okay. Just load the docs. Now docs is loaded. So go inside 24. Right, 24 onwards, I started Ansible tools. So we completed Jenkins. Some practical sessions are remaining. Some practicals are pending. So we will do the practical after that Ansible revision. Definitely. So this only 24, 25 minutes. I'm going to revise this or practice this Ansible tool. What is the Ansible tool? Not that much. Okay. What is the Ansible tool, guys? Ansible tool. Ansible tool. Initially open source. This is the initially is open source. No part of Red Hat. Initially developed by Red Hat. Right now it's not part of the Red Hat. Developed using which language is it using? Python. Configuration done using YAML files. Infrastructure as a code used for a system configuration. Previously we have a cloud configuration, some other configurations are there. So we need to configure that our cluster, our sorry, not a cluster, our machines. So we need a system configuration. So at the drop down we will get that. क्या होता है ये? What we can do? Install, update, remove. Suppose by using Jenkins, suppose journal we can say this is two machines. Okay, this is the master machine. We have two mainly for this we have a control the uh, managed node or we can say child machines. Suppose in the organization we need five or like thousands of machines are there, so we cannot install Maven 1000 machine in a separately, like go one by one and install Maven in one machine and install in the Maven second machine. This is not a good way. So we need some such tool like installing Maven all the machines by using a single command. So Ansible come into the picture. So Ansible do some configuration. They has a master and these are the child. If you execute any command like shell here, this will reflect it to here. By using some configuration we can provide it and do that here. So like that. So this is the basic thing. This is the basic fundamental of Ansible. So these are the requirements. So what we can do for this, we can install Git, Maven, Tomcat, etc. Many more things, many modules are there inside the inside the Ansible. Okay, start, stop, check the status, service. And the one more service module is there inside the Ansible. So by using this, we can install that. Okay. So now we can copy the file like systemctl start status enable Jenkins. If you install a Jenkins in machines, I will enable the Jenkins like start the Jenkins and stop the Jenkins. By using weekend button. Start status enable Jenkins. Building sample host inventory file contain the host machine's IP. What is the host inventory file? Host inventory file is this, like one file is there, one conf file is there, file is there. In this file we can add the child machine's IP. Child machine's IP we can add here. Add here. So this is the inventory file. Like add the node IPs here. Child node IP here. So here we have a groups and ungroups. Two things we can see here. Groups and ungroups. So what is the groups and ungroups? If you passing like we have a web server. So just like this, we can pass the IP address of three machines and DB server. I want to install some database software in these five machines. So we can group these and some web server we need and group these. And if if we have some other machines like ungroup, we can just pass the IP of the machine. IP of the machine like then this is called as a this is called what is that? This is called ungroup. So this is a remote inventory host machine contains host machine's IP address in the two ways group nodes and ungroup nodes. Okay. This is group. This is the group, or you can pass the domain as group, which I have explained here. So install tree software in every node. So install Tomcat in web server group. Install Jenkins only in this IP. In every node, you can pass all. Install tree. Some related Ansible. Let's start with the Ansible and install all. Like this is the basic command. The exact command is other. So install all means install the tree. Install tree command to all machines which are available in inventory file. Install. And next install Tomcat in web server group. To install only Tomcat in web server group, so we just pass the web server group name, and if you pass web server group name, okay, if you pass web server group name, then only the Tomcat is installed only these machines, only these two machines. Not uninstall Jenkins if you pass the specific IP. This is installing one IP. By default, two types of by default. By default, two types, all and ungrouped. Group beacon need to create. by default we can ungroup, like we can pass directly all and ungrouped in that. Example playbook. Where to do and what to do. Where to do and what to do. We have one playbook principle. They give one technique like dot by ml by ml or by I have by ml. They can go what to do and what need to be do, where to do, what to do. File go. We can configure these configuration in this playbook. We configure that. Okay. In the playbook, we configure that playbook. We can directly execute and do all the works. Post was the group name and task. First, I want to perform. Install the This is the parent. This is the parent, the child. This is the array. I want to pass multiple value in some particular parent. So here the name m install git yum git latest and name start Jenkins service started. We started. Why we put it as started is if already started, don't do anything. That's mean this is the TV server. This is the ByML playbook. This is all about. If you want to learn more about, so we can refer the Ansible document. Lot more things are there. So now this is the is possible. So this is the total diagram structure which we okay. So environment, developer, QA, UAT, stage and production. So we have something like different machines. I want to different software in the different machines. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 Linux machine. In the 8 Linux machine, first we need in the first machine that this is the developer machine having different environment setup. Linux having the different like some other person having a different environment JDK and the Visual SQL is the DB SQL like that. So we created two groups. This is the group for the DB server and this is the group for the install software kind of thing. Okay, like git maven tomcat jdk, git maven tomcat jdk. So this is the dividing two thing in the groups. On the top we learned about that groups. Okay, the manual way, so we can do the manual way, execute one by one. If you do the manually, so go inside the Linux 1, Linux 2, Linux 3, Linux 4 and do your work. Okay, by using the the configuration. So we have a configuration. So by using the configuration, we have automated way. Automated way. So first automated way is bash script. Bash script. Okay, bash script we have. And second is the ISC, infrastructure as a code. Infrastructure as a code. So infrastructure as a code having two services. First is the cloud and system configuration. So cloud automation, no need to do the cloud automation. Like we have a one cloud automation software. We have from AWS Formation. This is the cloud formations. Okay. What in the Ansible we are going to do the system configuration. What we are going to do the system configuration. So this is the architecture about the Ansible architecture. Architecture. So we as I said to you, we have a master node. This is master node. Okay. We in the master node we have inventory file, we have a playbook, and we have a modules. By using module, we can execute the command in the machine in the target node, or we can say that or we can say that child node or host node or managed node. Better to say managed node. The correct one is the managed node. Host node. Ansible architecture. So what is the Ansible architecture? So Ansible architecture having the host inventory and playbook. Now these things we can do. Things we can do. Module set of predefined instruction to create a task. Set of predefined instruction to create the task. Remain set ping m apt service file. It is used to connect the remote machine. Okay. Host manage target node, where we need to install something. Where we need to install something. Manage where we need to host inventory. Host inventory is a file that contains the host machine, IP address, domain name, host name, playbook, viable file of the content that. Machine A, B. What is doing here? Like pops up machine A, machine B. Copy ID. Copy ID. Generate key pair SSH key and public key or private key. We have done it. Okay. And Linux 1, Linux 2, Linux 3. Then SSH authentication key, public key, SSH authentication, public key, SSH authentication, public key. Copy this ID to these machines by using SSH copy ID. Like, we need to copy these public and private key from these to these machines and every machines. Okay, so we can access these machines. So for this we need uh, for this we need remove the key pair authentication. We can enable password authentication. Yes, in file is there inside the machines. So SSH keygen, SSH key and the SSH to connect to remote host. Public key to the host machines. These are the host machines. We copy the public key public IP is generated in the Linux 1 machine. Linux 1 machine is this, and I will create the keygen and copy the every in the every machines. Next is playbook. Go to setup play, setup task, update OS, git install Tomcat, start set applications. Previously we have a SAP, we have a SAP software. What is the SAP? We need to install SAP agent every instances. Right now we are not installing the Ansible to any other host machine, just installing in the master machine. Ansible. Do all the configuration in the master machines and just add the what is the inventory inside the or inventory inside the inventory file all the host machines and copy the SSH public copy public private key to every machine. That is the host machine. No agent software is required to the host, correct? Not required. No agent software. Push based server send task to pause based. Just need SSH open. Fast, easy configuration. Just YAML. SAP is the agent based pool. So this is all about the basic of theory. Okay, so now next is back to that. Next is the ByML. If you know the ByML, just leave that one. Okay, ByML. Modify the color themes. We can use VS Code, font size between folders. First file. So this is the Ansible playbook. So I know the point how to write the Ansible, so not required to read all the things. So skip this part as well. Let's do the practice. Okay, now let's do the setups. Yeah. Only 10 minutes. We can take a 10 minute. Okay, we can take a 10 minute wait. 15 minute confirm. 15 minute we can take. Now 15 minute and revise this. So what we are going to do here, create EC2 instance, create EC2 instance, create Ansible user, SSH key and copy process, control node, install Ansible software and host inventory file test Ansible ad hoc command will do. Let's see this thing we are going to do. Okay. Okay, these things. So let's start. So what is the practical session? Today is not possible. Let's do some another revision session. Some other revision session. So means one EC2 instance. This is the one EC2 instance, and this is one more EC2 instance. Means three EC2. So one is Ansible. One is Ansible Ansible control node, 2s managed node, where we install the software using Ansible control nodes by using SSH22. First, add the Ansible user SSH keygen, copy the SSH key ID public to these machines. Python Ansible install the first Python. Why we install Python? Python is required. Python is why? Because Python is required. Python is required because of for for running the Ansible software. Why? Because Python needs sorry Ansible will need Python because build on top of why Python runs Ansible is default we have all when this is the group custom custom this is about not a playbook. This is not a playbook. Inventory file. Okay. What inventory? An inventory file is what is the location of inventory file? C etc Ansible. Inside this file. So now here create 3 EC2 instance, control node and manage node. Our app to run SSH22 open anywhere IP. Security group SG. Security group. Security group beacon. Create a user Ansible and Ansible. Why we create user Ansible? For the better understanding. Otherwise, what we can create. Now, enable password authentication. This is the important. Enable the password authentication in managed node. Okay. Only first time we are logging with the such key. Next time when we run any command, so we need to enable. So we have some file one password authentication parameter is there. By default is no. You can go change no to yes. I will show you. Generate the SSH key in manage gen key gen hyphen key in control node where we create the gen key in the control node and copy copy SSH copy ID at the rate IP address of the target machine where we want to copy this SSH key. Okay. Now here copy ID and see for this user I want to install Ansible software. Install first Python pip software is Ansible install using Python. Install Ansible create Ansible CFG and host inventory. CFG Ansible conf file. in the target machine, so we use upsend. And if you want to upgrade that, then use the latest. If you want to install, then use the parent tab. Using the file method. So Ansible, where to execute, what to execute. These two parameters where to execute मतलब कहाँ आपको execute करना है, where to execute means each target machine you want to execute pass that group name. Like if you pass all, it will execute. If you pass ungrouped, it will execute only in the group name. If you pass any specific group name, that group name only will execute. Any IP, it will execute anywhere in the IP. Minus minus p means minus p. If you pass the minus p is not required sudo. It will act as a sudo hyphen m means module. Which module you are going to use. Okay. If you are going to use hyphen, if any argument is required, in all machines. Ungrouped, only ungrouped. Only the second machines, TV second machines cannot be necessary. Yeah, this is the argument. This is the M for the module. A for that argument date. We want to create a file for machines. And system restart. These are the these are given task. From the control node to like SCP. We can use a simple CP. Delete. SCP is the secure. This is the Ansible discussed already. So this is the notes. Now notes for the configuration management. Configuration management is hardware or other within a system, ensuring consistency and integrity. Audit changes. It is the method through which we can automate admin task. Automate the admin task. Configuration manage tool. This is nothing but configuration manage tool. Turn your code into the infrastructure. So your code would be testable and versionable. Ansible is one among of DevOps configuration management tool, which is the famous for its simplicity. It's open source. Nicolette David. Its ownership is on Red Hat. Its ownership on Red Hat. Its ownership on Red Hat. configuration management tool developed by orchestration tools. This tool visualizes and continues power in an automated complexity. Ansible is automated tool providing to pay. Ansible actually manage machines. Agent list manager using a build on top of the Python and hence provides a lot of Python functionality. YAML based playbook. Tools like Puppet and Set are tool based. Agent on the server periodically checks for the configuration information from the server master. Ansible is host based. What is the Ansible can do? Provision and configure provision and configure infrastructure. Ansible can Ansible can provide Ansible can provide the configuration various type of infrastructure including server, network, storage, and cloud resources. It allows you to define the design infrastructure state in simple file. Define design infrastructure in small YAML files and deploy and configure the necessary. Automate automate task workflow. With the Ansible, you can automate a wide range of tasks. Automatic workflows such as software installation, configuration, latest provide so times if up. So guys, times of up. So we will learn from this onwards the next revision sessions. Okay, now it's Ansible is going on. So don't worry, these are commands I will show you once the practical is going to. So first I will learn here, and after that I will start the practicals, guys. Okay, so now let's some other session I'm going to start some other revision topic about the collection framework Java. So wait some 2 to 5 minutes. Okay. So I'm going to start the collection revision. What is that collection? Let's practice. What is that collection? Why we need collection? What is the requirement? What is the basic thing to get the collection? तो collection की क्यों जरूरत पड़ गई हमें? So before the collection we have an array. Before the collection we have an array, right? In the index I want to insert 5. Then you can insert only 5 element like 1, 5, like that. Or in the Java, we can how we can create the array new int was the size of the array equals to and int like that we create the array object. And how to insert arr of 0 equals to 1, arr of 1 equals to 2, arr of 2 equals to 3, arr equals to 3 equals to 4, arr equals to only 5 element we can store. If we want to store only like arr upon 5, 6 element, it will give the array out of bound exception. This exception, why? Because this is not a nature of behavior. It is not behavior. What is the first? It is not cravable. Why it is called? So this is the main reason. Okay, this is the main reason to introduce collection. Introduce collection. Okay, they introduce collection. What is that? They introduce collection. The main reason. And also here in the array we can only store homogeneous data. But in the collection, if you in the collection we have some other things. In the collection we can store heterogeneous like int, string, flow. By using single create list and we can initialize. So what we have in the class, we have a super we have one interface and one more interface is there where we have a collection is the interface. In one interface I want to implement another interface. We get the functionality by using extend, not implement, extend keyword. So inheritance we can possible by using collection to collection, not collection to sorry, interface to interface, not in interface to class. So in the collection we have three more interfaces. What is the list? List is the interface. We have set is the interface and queue. In the list we have one more interface like array list, linked list, doubly linked list like that. And set also we have something. Okay. So first we go with the array list. With the array list. Array list. So inside the array list, inside the array list, inside the inside the array list. Okay. This is the class. Okay. If you use the array list, use the array list class, then implement all object method, all methods which are available. Okay, not all method. So in the array list, how to create the array list? Array list really goes to new list. Array list. That's it. Not required to pass any signs here. Okay. So al dot add method is there to insert. Okay. So if you want to learn something about this one, so we need to do some setup here. So today we are going to do some setups about for this particular practice. Okay, for the collection. So into our laptop screen. Okay. We need some calculators. Let's see, we have an Eclipse. Okay, just open the Eclipse ID. It's 23. I have installed 23. If you latest one, you can start. You can open the Git props is not there, just create one direct collection. Okay. Yeah. I will change the theme as well, or otherwise we can use folder. That is the package. Form dot vk dot inside the collection we create one class. Dust collection add list list or like list. We can take a list class. Okay. Get that main method with required again. So now this is the screen. Now it's not visible. Let's bring the preferences and journal and edit appearance, edit color and font. So edit basic font edit. Okay, okay, good. Apply. Add to the let's see. Light, not dark is not. I will do later. Now, next, just we are creating one. Okay. List. Add a list. What a generic. Value equals to new. Add a list. Array. List. Generic. Let's see the code of the list. Here we have one object class array list. Go inside the array list. This is the class extended the abstract list. Okay. Here we can find add a method with the so now here we can see the add method is there. How the add method is implemented. So the E is the element dot length element dot length yes is the integer. This is the integer element is the length is grow implementation. See grow one size here. This is the main logic. So old capacity and new capacity. Old capacity equals to element dot length. We have a one formula to increase the length. Okay, by 2 मतलब half of the length we can increase and copy of the method, we copy the old element data to the new element. We can take one screenshot and let's see, and it will will come here only. Let's guys implement method. Okay, this is using that object type data structure. Why? Because it's object, it is taking all the type of data. If you pass a for the student, it will take pass integer, string, all the data types is can have your customer also. That's why it's taking object. So now let's okay. Now let's do the now this is our method. We take an object and take in this I want which we having all the things. Void add a not int as object. Object object. I want inside the array. So we need one array. So create one array, object type AR, object of AR. To create the object. Okay. Now next is I want to insert the element in array. How to insert the element in the array? By using the characters, we have a number of elements. Spacing. Create. Somebody will we need to do. Okay. Stopping the session here. So tomorrow, like next day, we gonna start. Thank you for watching.